Okay, my last video we talked about abuse, and this streamer came up, so I wanted to be educated on the topic so we know what the fuck is going on with that situation. Stay tuned for
disgusting Cardi B wannabe behavior that should be on like the red light district, and it should have no place on the internet. Get your off of here, assaulting people. You're disgusting.
Whatever, however it's pronounced, Emiru. That's how I'm saying it. All right, let's come on now. And so she got physically attacked in person at a Twitch event, and in the beginning they were just saying that it was going to be a 30-day ban. It wasn't until that it started spreading everywhere that they turned
30-day ban. Somebody attacked her
into a permanent ban, and that guy was walking off chilling for what did they say, like hours before they like approached him or got him out of the venue or arrested him or whatever the situation ended up happening later. But it was just because of the backlash. And that's a girl that's a partnered streamer that's one of the biggest streamers on the platform, and that happened to her.
Mizkif's response to Emiru's abuse makes it even worse. Check it out for this, bro. I don't even know what the fuck they got going on.
Today, I'm finally going to be opening up about the psychological and domestic abuse, stalking and harassment, sexual assault, and threats of blackmail that Mizkif has done towards me, and some of these issues which are still ongoing.
I am totally okay with
4 big allegations right there, bro, off the jump.
Exposing a lot of things and saying things. At this point, I think it's pretty obvious I will not be friends with any of these people after this. Ludwig was right. I am going to completely separate myself from these people, this community, which is fine, and I've already been doing it. But I have hundreds of messages and DMs from people, things that people probably would never want to get released that are very interesting for everyone, and I will be releasing it as time goes on, because why not? Go crazy. Who cares?
Boy, this is actually sick and disgusting.
Yeah,
remember
see the blackmail, right?
that young streamer Emiru who we covered 7 days ago on this channel that got assaulted?
I actually didn't react to this, bro. I wanted to go over this because I heard about this in the last video, but I heard he got a 30-day ban. I thought she got a ban for some reason because like her security guard pushed him, so I thought she got banned, but no, he got a 30-day ban, and then it ended up becoming live from all Twitch events. But this was fucking disgusting, though, by the way. So we're gonna talk about that in the next video, though.
Remember that young streamer Emiru who we covered 7 days ago on this channel that got assaulted at TwitchCon? The young streamer who had her assailant come around the barricade and come up, hug her, kiss her on the neck, potentially have something in his hand to, I don't know, do something with it. I can't even honestly think of what he was gonna do with the device that he had in his hand. Yeah, that same streamer. Well, in her address to Dan Clancy and the Twitch community about what happened, she said something very, very interesting. Something that had my ears kind of perk up.
But honestly, this has been a really hard year for me. Honestly, it's been a really hard, like, 2 years. I've been carrying a lot of really heavy burdens.
Nah, she's shaking, bro.
There's a lot of things that I haven't wanted to talk about that I think I will probably be talking about when I get home from TwitchCon.
And lo and behold, the thing that she was talking about was levying allegations of SA, domestic abuse, verbal abuse, and a bunch of other things on streamer Mizkif, her ex-boyfriend. Now, I'm gonna give a trigger warning. Some of the stuff that's about to be discussed in this video is actually kind of disgusting, and not even kind of disgusting, it's quite disgusting. But you get to hear both her telling of the events, and because we waited long enough, we also get his telling and admittance to a lot of the things that she claims that he did in his own words. Emiru starts off this conversation by talking about how controlling and emotionally abusive Mizkif is. She talks about 2 different instances. One instance in which she was made to cry for hours on end based off of Mizkif's drunken rage about him being, you know, so insecure about his viewership. Emiru had more viewers than he did, and he didn't like the way that she was streaming on one of her Q&A drunken streams. So he called / texted her and started berating her about how she was conducting herself on
while drunk, I'm assuming, by the way, while drunk.
Stream, causing her to take a brief 45-minute intermission to go off and handle this situation, only to come back and cry on camera.
Okay, wait, I need to walk around for a second. I'm a little bit, I think I took too many shots too quickly. I'm doing great. Okay, I'm feeling great right now. So why don't we continue the Q&A for a little bit?
Now, Mizkif would claim that she was going to farm parasocial viewerships. He was claiming that she was doing sexual things to, you know, garner a certain type of audience. He was saying that she was lifting her legs and doing something sexual with a bottle. But let me show you the clips. These are the clips that Mizkif is talking about that is garnering this audience. He's saying that this is a way for her to sexualize herself in order to... It's some weird and controlling ass shit. I'm turned on. I don't know. In this one, you gotta be a super gooner to get turned on by this.
Nigga, she have a full set of clothes. knows? I would give this to my 13-year-old child, bro. What are you talking about, bro?
Like, I don't.
Nothing
Now,
sexual
Mizkif
about
goes
this
on
shit.
to address these allegations that he is some sort of controlling freak. He acknowledges that he is
So
this
he
type of
is.
person, but I'm going to play it and let you hear how he describes it. That way you can make your own judgments.
I know I wasn't perfect with my language or tone throughout this entire relationship. I know I wasn't. And I was aggressive at times. In regards to being controlling, I told her many things. I told her to dress older, to stop wearing pajamas, to stop talking about...
Who the fuck is this nigga? Can't wear no pajamas? What are you talking about, bro? No.
stalkers and schizos as a whole. Stop talking about past relationships. And yes, I didn't
That's
want her...
story time right there, bro. Now, you as a streamer, you telling her not to do shit that affect her streaming shit now. Now I got a problem with it. You know what I mean, bro? Because that's a whole story time right there. Hella clips right there. Hella money for y'all two. I mean, now just for her, because y'all ass tweaking.
to travel without me. I also said that I didn't want her to hang out with specific people. This is because I didn't want her to get hurt. I didn't want Emmy to get assaulted. I didn't want some man to do something to her when I'm not there, and I wanted to keep her safe.
No. He didn't want some other guy to start being friends with her, you know, start fucking up, you know, because you're tweaking, bro. You're tweaking.
And
Interesting.
I know with how my mental was and who I was back then that I didn't do everything right. I know I could have done better, and I'm sorry. I know I was controlling, and I should have just ended the fucking relationship, but I was so confused as a person. And I'm sorry I did it. I'm sorry things got to this fucking point, man.
This nigga crying!
Way to sell it. I ain't gonna...
Nah, you're done, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. The clip is... Nah, bro. Nah, nobody gonna take this the right way, bro. You already fucked up with other shit. Now you trying to play the victim? I don't know, chat. I don't know, bro. I don't know. You crying like... Nah, bro. It's just a bad mix, chat.
Lie, Mizkif, way to sell it. He didn't want anybody else to end up harming her because he wanted to be the only one to do it. This isn't the only situation of him being emotionally abusive to her.
Again, you can go see this in some of his VODs in his bedroom, the holes in the wall. There would be times where he was upset at me, and I would go to my stream room and literally lock myself in to get away from him, and he would be banging on the door and screaming at me. And at the time, he also would more often do things like going, like if we were driving in the car together, he would be going like 150 miles an hour and like...
Nigga trying to kill her, bro. What the fuck? Usually when you have other people in the car, that give you more reasons. All right, let me go to speed limit. Let me not fuck up. Let me not kill this other person. But if this nigga going 100, 120 everywhere he goes, he wants you dead. This nigga's a psychopath. He crash out dummy, bro. Holes, you know what I mean, bro?
One time he even said like, well, now we're both gonna die, like threatening to kill both of us.
I'm gonna say this for anybody who's dealing with any sort of relationships or situationships that they feel potentially have the signs of being toxic. Anybody that's actively punching a hole in a wall, something that doesn't damage the wall greater than the hole that you put in it, but damages you, like they're physically willing to sacrifice themselves, that person is abusive and they are willing to punch you even. The same thing with threats of violence or harming yourself. It's all kikis and ha-has until it's not. That whole conversation about, oh, I'm gonna drive 150 miles per hour and we'll both end up dead in this car. That is not something to play with. That's not something to take lightly. If you're hearing those types of talking points in your relationship, that's a clear indicator and sign that somebody is abusive and that you should get out. This is a bit of violence that Mizkif himself even owns up to in his response to this Emiru blasting of him.
I was not perfect, and I reflect on those situations with poor taste to myself. I'm ashamed that the situations got so bad, but Emmy was also violent. She would throw clothes or plushies at me, and I punched holes in the walls or slammed doors.
Oh, she throw little stuffed animals at you. Little stuffed teddy bears that fill it with cotton and shit. Oh, I hope that don't hurt you. What are you talking about, bro? You talking about you going to kill her with a car? You punch a hole in the wall, then you run at her all drunk and try to make her hot. What are you talking about, bro? You make it. A restraining order must be done. You know what I mean? I hope she got a restraining order against you, bro. Because what are you talking about, bro? You made her feel like you gonna kill her or some shit. What the fuck?
And aggression. I one time did say I was gonna kill myself during an argument, but Emmy did this as well numerous times. She would constantly say she's going to kill herself in arguments, and I have a picture where while I had a gun pointed at one of her stalkers who came to my house while she was in Kansas, she told me she was going to kill herself out of aggression of the situation while it was happening.
Based off of everything that I watched throughout these videos, Mizkif has a common theme of being insecure about his status and his stature in the content creator sphere. You would think somebody who is as big as him would feel like he is more of a success. But listening to Emiru talk about a time where Mizkif decided to drive 150 miles per hour again on the road, it seems as though he is always constantly questioning who he is and his place in the hierarchy of creators.
This wasn't like even necessarily because of me or like because of something I did a lot of the time. Like one of the times that it happened, it was because we were just getting food and he was on his phone and he saw that Mr. Beast had put out a video and Mr. Beast had invited another streamer and he was like, oh, Mr. Beast invited this guy to his video, not me. And I was like, oh, well, you know, like, huh? Yeah, I guess so. Which led to him going 150 miles per hour in the car and talking about killing himself while doing it.
And I'm always a guy of pattern recognition. So when I went to do my digging for this video, it seems as though this is something that he struggled with before. Who he is and people around him surpassing him. Hell, even his ex, Maya, who the internet through this research is claiming that he also did abuse her, he showed some signs of insecurity towards her and her growing viewership when they were together.
I was terrified. I couldn't understand what was happening. My viewers were dropping, Maya's were only going up. And there was a part of me that thought—
this nigga talk like he's reading from something, like every fucking time, bro. Give us a real fucking reaction, bro. Give us a script, nigga. Rip that shit up. Like the way you just talking right now, bro, like a fucking robot or some shit, bro. You bugging me the fuck out.
That I was gonna be smaller than her, and I don't know if it was my ego or what, but I couldn't take it. I felt like shit. And I was on the phone with Austin, and then XQC, I somehow got on a call with him, and he talked to me for hours, making me feel better about it. And he did. And I genuinely, after talking to him, felt a lot better. And I don't think he even realizes what he did for me in that call, but he really did help me a lot. I was nonstop. It's all I could think about is that she was beating me as a streamer and I was going to die. But then he reminded me that women have a cap and men just grow as streamers, and that's pretty much just fucking it.
Hey, man, real classy dude.
Whatever you gotta tell your friend to stop tweaking, man. Because this nigga is tweaking the fuck out. That's why SQC said that shit to him, bro.
These guys are just stand up guys. This leads us to our biggest claim in this video. This is where Emiru claimed that Mizkif did two things. One, he gave her a black eye by throwing a phone at her, and two, he committed SA against her.
He would throw bottles, like plastic bottles with liquid in it, not like glass bottles, at me, despite me telling him like I didn't like it and it scared me.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. You're done. Why she didn't leave this nigga? I don't know, bro. I mean, I guess she did eventually, but what the fuck? Nigga threw a glass bottle at you with liquid inside of it. Fucking doesn't matter, to be honest. I don't know if it hurt more. Probably do with liquid maybe, but bro, after that, bro, all right, buddy. Peace, gang. You have a good life. Like, what are you talking about, bro? And, oh, nigga talking about I'm going 150? 150? Want to kill you and shit like that? It's too many threats this nigga had throwing at you, bro. For you not, you know what I mean, bro? So that's crazy. Me, and I bruise very easily. He would throw his phone at me. I would tell him, you know, it scared me, I don't like it. And one time it even hit me in the eye, which caused me to get a black eye. I was crying like— and you're done. It's none of why did it not end there, bro? Why was there still problems after that, bro? That's what I want to know, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Crazy, because the emotions were just very high, because I was dealing with a lot of major shifts in my life as a result of me attempting to start to try to distance myself from him. So yeah, we were just talking and I was crying a lot. He started to try to comfort me by hugging me while I was sitting on the couch and holding me really close to him. And when this was happening, we hadn't talked in quite a while, and I'm usually very uncomfortable with being touched a lot by people that I'm not in a relationship with. But I let him hold me while I was crying, and he started kissing me in my face, and I let him do it. I was still sobbing a lot. And then suddenly he tried to climb on top of me and aggressively shoved his hand down my pants, and I screamed. And when I screamed, he jumped off me like a cat, and instead of apologizing or checking if I was okay, he said, I feel weird now. I feel like I did something wrong. I have to go. And he immediately left my house while I was still crying.
Now, I think Emiru's
at first, I'm thinking nigga doing the right thing, bro. He like, ah, it's alright, bro. Couple kisses. Everything's cool. But nigga. Hey, bro, get on top? Like, what the fuck? And it seemed like it wasn't even dating because the way she said she feel uncomfortable when other people outside the relationship touch her. Then she said, but she allowed you to touch her. So making it seem like they're not even dating at that point anymore. You know what I mean?
And I'm usually very uncomfortable with being touched a lot by people that I'm not in a relationship with. But I let him hold me while I was crying.
Then you fucking you put your hand down. What the fuck, nigga? Wildin'. You're doing too much, gang. And at the end, you give that weak ass, nerd ass response, lame ass response, talking about, oh, I feel like I done something wrong. Oh, nigga, no shit. What are you talking about? Nigga, no shit.
Somebody who just
and because she screamed and because of how she played the words before, we know they not dating at this point in time, bro. We know, and rightfully so, right?
came out of the TwitchCon situation where she got assaulted knows how serious this is, knows that she can't just levy these allegations, you know, baselessly and aimlessly. And anybody who is a victim of SA, like, I'm standing with you totally, especially after Mizkif comes and gives his explanations as to how both situations happened. I have no choice but to believe her wholeheartedly because what he says is just hogwash and baloney.
She brushed over that I threw water bottles or my phone near her.
And also, to remind you, it looked like he reading from a fucking screen. This nigga was, you know, before the live stream, like, type this shit up. Make sure he don't say the wrong shit, you know?
That wasn't during fights. I want to make that very clear. It would be me throwing my phone on my bed when I brushed my teeth. She did tell me she got a bruise from it, and I stopped. That's all that happened. I will throw you and show you an example, chat. I'm brushing my teeth. Right here.
Nigga, we can't see you.
Look at me. I would throw my phone on the bed. I would just lob it over because I was going to bed. So I would just throw the phone.
And you hit her in the eye?
Where was she
That's
at?
what you want us to believe? Now, I don't believe that black eye story for 1 second.
Bro, I mean, listen, to keep it a buck, I can see some dumb shit like that happening, but it all depends on where the fuck she was at. You know what I mean, bro? Cause I do, like, say you know, you in a room, you do some normal shit, and then do you actually hurt the other person? You know, sure, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. But regardless, this nigga still did all the other shit. And he did hit her in the eye, and then afterwards, did he try to, like, SA her after or some shit? Like, I don't know what the fuck, bro. I'm not saying this nigga. Oh shit, I tweaked.
You're telling me that you casually tossed your phone in water bottles or whatever the case may be, and it's something that just so happened to hit her in her eye to give her a black eye? Now let me ask you this. Why after that situation was Emiru going on live stream lying to people about how she got the black eye?
I actually had like
okay, so I didn't know it was a different story. I didn't know if there was a different story, then I'm obviously taking her side, bro, because this nigga been bugging the whole time. Threatening her to do all the he did all five. He did all five, bro. All five big ones. Besides killed her.
All black eye from running into something, and no one could tell. I thought I wouldn't be able to cover it because it was really bad. What'd you run into? I was like turning a corner really fast, and I hit like the bottom of my eye socket on the wall.
Y'all couldn't even come up with a better excuse as to how she got the damn black eye. Like, that's abuse victim 101.
Oh, okay, so since they're two different stories and none of the stories make fucking sense, that nigga punch her. Okay.
Running into a doorknob or door hinge or whatever to hit her in the eye socket. And apparently it was really, really bad. She wasn't showing her face or couldn't show her face and talked about covering it up. But she got that from a phone hitting her in the face. I can't believe that for 1 second. And if that's the excuse that you're going to use for the black eye, let's hear the excuse that you used for the SA.
We broke up for about a month, then got back together because we thought we can make it work. We went to get food at BJ's, a common place where we would get food. And then we went back to her house. We cuddled for about 30 minutes and started to kiss. She said that she was okay with this on her stream, and I started to advance to the next stage because I thought that's what she wanted. She yelped, and I immediately sprung up and was scared if I did anything wrong, or did wrong in general.
No mention of the crime.
I got scared and left the house. I apologize if that made Emmy uncomfortable for me not saying sorry, and I wish I said sorry back then.
No mention of the crying. And again, if you were in a situation in which you thought this was the next step, advancing to the next stage, y'all were cuddling and stuff like that, especially in a time of distress, you would have no problem with having a conversation with her right after, kind of acknowledging that, hey, I read the room wrong. You yelping
because, bro, you read the room wrong. That shows that they got problems in their relationship, bro. Because it shouldn't be none of that should have happened, bro. You know what I mean? Like that don't happen. You don't hear this from normal fucking relationships, bro. Why is that? Because it's just, yeah, I usually know what the fuck, you know what I mean, bro? So something else is definitely going on with this, bro, with this story.
Leaving the way that you did seems as though you did something that you knew you were guilty for. If Mizkif didn't give enough bad excuses after bad excuses on this live stream, he then doubles down on what Emiru kind of alluded to at the end of her stream, and the fact that, hey, Mizkif is going to try to paint me to be some sort of a villain in this conversation. And the way that he does that is by playing the animal card, the same card that they tried to use on Hassan last week.
Emiru has a lot of rabbits. It was her calling when she first moved in. These were a big part of her life. But as those rabbits moved out of her room and into the living room, they started to see disgusting neglect. No food, no water, sometimes not having clean bedding for weeks. I, along with many others who would come over, would give them what they needed, and I would tell her all the time to take care of them, but to no avail. She completely neglected those rabbits, so much that many of them just died over 1 year of being around in my house. My cleaning ladies would clean them just because they felt terrible. And my brother once came over and said, and I quote, "If you ever marry this woman, I'll never forgive you."
What? Oh.
Here is a video up close of Emiru's rabbits.
I think it's odd.
These are small little mites that are inside the rabbit cage, and she didn't care. She completely neglected these animals, and I'm not going to sit around and let people say that she didn't. People who came to my house knew that they were neglected.
What's that?
This is an up-close view of the rabbit cage being completely disgusting and neglected. She left them to die, and I'm not going to sit here and have her pretend she didn't. It's fucking disgusting.
So let me get this straight. Your ultimate combatant to the SA allegations, the DV allegations, the verbal abuse allegations is the fact that Emiru was neglectful to rabbits that were also in your house and in your care. I don't think that that's like the best excuse in the world. Actually, I don't think it's an excuse at all. It's a non-excuse.
Yeah, nah, it's not an excuse. I think that's just a line he thrown to hopefully couple people will catch his side. Like, oh, she mean to rabbits. Now I'm on his side. Like, no, that don't. Nigga, you did way more bad shit to her than she did to the fucking rabbits. You know what I mean, bro?
It's crazy because he's trying to play this internet game that a lot of content creators try to do, in which they utilize their audience and their feelings towards a situation in order to paint somebody or someone else in a bad light. I'm gonna be quite honest with you though, gang. This is falling on deaf ears. Nobody cares about these rabbits in this situation when there are claims of SA that you admitted and acknowledged, when there are claims of DV, which you gave an excuse about, and when there are claims of threats, violence, and other things. You are an insecure man, and that is a invalid excuse, full stop. Now, what Mizkif did to close out his stream is he gave a pretty eerie and ominous threat to other content creators and streamers out there that he knows personally.
I am going to stand up for myself. I am going to defend myself in these situations. I am not going away. I have no plans to go away. And I believe a lot of the situations today were absolutely exaggerated. I have dozens of photos and videos, calls and messages as well, if she has them. I have things I will be leaking over the next few days of other people, of other things. I have a lot of messages that I have that I'm going to expose as time goes on, because I do believe that this is a time to go fucking buck wild.
So you've been sitting on these other videos and other evidence of people doing SA or DV or just other disgusting stuff from your content creator and streamer friends. Got it. We hear you loud and clear. And I think that that is a bow on this specific conversation, but it opens up the present of a bigger conversation. Twitch, the community, the streamers, the content creators have problems, like real problems. Not like, oh, we can't figure out which platform to stream on, but no, these are people who are violent. And it's disgusting because in his attempt to defend himself, Mizkif is ultimately admitting that, yeah, I know that streamers commit these atrocities. I just hide them, just like other streamers do. But I tell you what, Mizkif, you go ahead and you release that information. Release that information. I want you to, because we can pack them and you up. We can pack everybody up, because there's no way that we should be platforming anybody who has these levels of skeletons in their closet.
Alright, Trey, that's the end of the video, bro. I'm not gonna lie, that was a crazy situation, bro. Let me know what you think about this video down in the comments, bro. It's fucking disgusting, to be honest, bro. Hope y'all like, subscribe, leave a comment below, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.